Good to see everybody. Excited to get back on the practice floor today. That's where this team will grow. Looking back at our Texas Arlington game, like I said, most times on tape, you're never as good as you think you are and never as bad as you think you are. So we did some good things against Texas Arlington. Obviously, not the all-around performance we wanted, but good enough to come away with a victory. Now it's back to the practice floor, 3 days. Get ready for a very good Georgetown team in the Wooden Legacy. We're excited to head down to Anaheim. Hopefully we get a great Aztec following where we can fill the building with Aztec fans, and that will obviously give us our best opportunity to win the game.
Thank you, Coach. Go ahead, John.
Dutch, good to see you. Excuse me. Georgetown, just what are your thoughts when you watch them? I see that they've been pretty balanced team. It looks like they got 4 or 5 guys that have been pretty good scorers for them.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Ewing's done a great job with that team. He's got a lot of new pieces like we all do this time of year. So I know they dropped their opener. They're playing better basketball. They shoot the ball. They have good point guard play. Obviously, Georgetown with Patrick Ewing, you're going to have good bigs. And so they're very balanced, and they can hurt you a lot of different ways. They're going to press us a little bit, predominantly play us man-to-man, and present a great challenge to us Thursday night.
What are the challenges of playing 2 games in 2 days? I know you've obviously done it each and every year, essentially, at San Diego State the last 20-plus years. You've been very good in tournament settings before. What allows a team to have success when they play, twice in 2 days or 3 times in 4 days?
It's kind of a conference tournament feel, obviously, where we have to play 3 games in 3 days. It's good for us. Our depth helps us in situations like this. If we do run into some fatigue, we've always had a deep bench with players more than capable of coming in and not only playing up to the level of the starters, but sometimes beyond that level. So fresh legs are important, and we will have plenty of those this weekend.
Do you hope to have, last question, do you hope to have Tahiro available? I know he's fighting an illness you had mentioned, and then AG was unavailable for you this past weekend. Do you hope to have those 2 available?
I'm hoping, yeah. Tahiro could have played, but, he was pretty sick. He had the sniffles, wasn't feeling well, but made himself available if needed in an emergency. So hopefully he's feeling better. We'll see on the practice floor today. AG, I know, is not feeling great right now. More of just the bug that's going around, common cold. And so hopefully he'll give us something this week leading into the game on Thursday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Mark.
Coach, what specifically are going to be points of emphasis this week in practice after you've seen a 4th game film?
It's the stuff we work on every day. We'll spend more time on it. Rebounding, boxing out, keeping the other team from hurting us on the offensive glass, our transition offense and defense, things that will help us throughout the entire year. Those 2 things are year-long things. So we'll work on transition offense and defense and just try to clean some stuff up in our half-court offense, where we get our timing together, where we can start running plays seamlessly and continue to flow into our second part of our offense. So all stuff that are season-long things today, and then get more Georgetown-specific heading into Tuesday and Wednesday practice.
I haven't crunched the numbers on this, but it seems like with the offensive boards, you've done a pretty good job early in games and to get into late in the first half or into the second half, you struggle with offensive boards. Is there anything you're able to see from film that can help you correct that?
Yeah, I think our post players are doing a fairly good job boxing their man out. We're getting hurt by the wings running in and attacking us with that third rebounder. Usually Keshad and Nate do a pretty good job, but it's that third guy that comes in, whether it's from the wing position, the 2 guard, and we have to do a better job locating that guy so they don't get those run-in rebounds.
In terms of your rotation, you've said that the players will sort that out for you. Obviously, you've been playing 11 guys when they're all healthy. What do you do when, with the couple exceptions only, there's been really inconsistent performances across most of those guys in the rotation? How do you sort that out, and how do you balance that with, at a certain point, do you have to say, look, I need to get players some offensive rhythm and feel out here. They need more minutes. I'm just going to pick these 9 or these 8 or whatever the number is and play them. How do you sort that out?
Well, we haven't got it yet, Mark, obviously. You know, we're still playing a lot of guys. That's because nobody has stepped up and claimed those minutes and shown that they have to be on the floor. Down the stretch of most of the games, I've gone with my veteran players. And so until someone comes in and says that they're able to produce at a higher level, that may be the way it goes down the stretch of a lot of these games. Late game offensive rebound is a byproduct. I played small down the stretch with Adam Seiko as a 4, and when I've had Keyshot out, it's hurt our rebounding. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to have to maybe have Keyshot in down the stretch just to help us secure second chance opportunities from the other team.
And last thing from me, you're playing at 9 o'clock, possibly later on each night, and you know Georgetown will be playing at midnight body clock time, maybe finishing a game at 2:30 a.m. body clock time. Is that a factor for teams? And do you do anything different to prepare for that this week?
No, just start the workday later. I mean, obviously 9 o'clock's late for us, but midnight is really hard on Georgetown. So TV dictates all those times, and so we're excited to be playing in front of a national audience, hopefully, and we're just thankful to have an opportunity to play a team like Georgetown in such a great event like the Wooden Legacy.
Thank you, Mark. We'll go to Brandon.
Thank you much, Coach. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
First question, you're playing a game on a Turkey Day, so I'm wondering what your guys' plans are as a team to celebrate that and also, play in this tournament.
I think when we get up to Anaheim on Wednesday, we'll have a Thanksgiving dinner with the team, hopefully with all the trimmings, and enjoy a good Thanksgiving meal. And then after that, it's business as usual. It's game prep, film sessions, shoot-arounds, and get ready to play a competitive game on Thursday night in front of people that are finished with their Thanksgiving dinner and looking for something good to watch on TV.
Obviously, anytime you get a chance to play in front of a big audience, you're going to take it. Thanksgiving games like this, have you seen them increase the profile of your team in years past?
We've played on Thanksgiving a lot of times, obviously in the Maui Invitational and some of the other events. We've played on Thanksgiving Day, and we embrace that opportunity. And we draw well. So whether we're playing in Vegas or Maui, and hopefully in Anaheim especially, we'll have that building full of Aztec fans that enjoy their Thanksgiving and are looking to get in their car and drive over and watch their Aztecs play a really good Georgetown team.
And last thing here, I know the times don't match up well, but I can't think of another time in history in which one school's football team and basketball team are essentially in the same area that isn't their own home. The alarm clock might not be fun, but has there been any thought of sending the kids to Carson on Friday?
We are with them mentally every time they take the field. I'm living and dying on every play of Aztec football, but we're focused on getting basketball ready to play and just wishing Brady and his group all the success they need against a very good Boise team.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brandon. Some go to Troy.
Hey, Coach, on that line of the football team, the success that they've had, and you say you live and die with it, is there some symbiotic relationship between the basketball and football team success, and do you think that plays off each other at all?
I mean, if you look at the numbers between football and basketball, we have the highest winning percentage of almost any team in the country. So we've had great success in those sports, not to mention all the other sports on the Mesa, but we take great pride in that. And so both teams are defensive-minded right now and finding a way to put up enough points to win. So we have similarities in that regard. So we're excited for them, as I know they are for us when we have success.
And following Saturday's game, if somebody just looked at the score and saw the team you were playing, they might chalk that up to a letdown after a big game against Arizona State. When you looked at the film, did you see a little bit of a letdown or maybe a little bit of fatigue in that one on Saturday?
We didn't make enough plays. Second chance opportunities, loose balls, we have to get to those. and then we'll have a comfortable win. But when you let the other team beat you to the ball sometimes and you don't do a good job with the fundamental stuff like rebounding, then you're going to be in a game. So we have to clean some stuff up. That's every team in the country. That's not just the Aztecs. And so I think the one thing about our program is we get better as the season goes on because we know what our deficiencies are. We accept that as a team, and we try to get better at it.
And then, Coach, some teams, whether they like to admit it or not, play to the level of their competition. Are you seeing your team doing that a little bit early on so far this season?
I think the competition plays up to us, to be honest with you. With the success we've had, I tell the guys in tape or in film session that the team you're watching on tape is not the team you're going to play because they know if they play like they normally do, they're going to get blown out. And so their coaching staffs have their full attention. They know the team that they're playing. The Aztecs are always good. And so we see everybody's best shot. And the challenge for us is to be ready for that each and every time we step on the floor.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, Troy. We'll go to Lee.
Hey, Brian, Patrick Ewing has said for years he really wanted to be a head coach and didn't work out in the NBA. You know all about his style, having been at Michigan when Georgetown was in its heyday. What has he brought to the Hoyas program? Do you get any sense? Is it John Thompson-like basketball, or what is it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Patrick brings them a legacy. He played under John Thompson, who's the legendary Georgetown coach. He had great success there. And now he's back at his alma mater building the brand again. So he's brought good talent in. They play hard. They play together. And he's done a really nice job with that program.
Brian, when you look at the stats, their team makes it tough to score on. I mean, I think the opponent's shooting 37% from the floor, and they get averaging like 40 rebounds a game with their bigs, etc. I mean, you guys kind of carbon copies of each other. It's going to be a 42-40 game.
I think we're carbon copies where we're both finding our identities. They've got some freshmen they're fitting in, some transfers, and it just takes a while to hit stride offensively. They've got some guys that shoot at an elite level. Obviously, they're guarding hard. They're playing unselfish basketball, so both teams are similar. So we'll see which team prevails on Thanksgiving night.
And one final question. The Big East Conference, obviously, with no longer having Syracuse and some of those other people, it's still got Villanova, and it's still got Seton Hall, and it's kind of got Marquette. So how hard is it to rebuild a program in a conference with that many toughies?
Oh, their conference is extremely competitive. Like the Mountain West, throw Creighton in there and Butler and some of the teams they face on a nightly basis in that league, and it's hard. So you have to be talented, and you have to play together, and you have to be tough to win in a conference like that, much like the Mountain West.